An incredibly warm welcome to Paul Ehren's YouTube channel. This is the first of the videos which I've actually done. As you can see, we're outside. It's a beautiful day. We're in the second week of lockdown with the COVID-19. So I'm really taking the opportunity to push a number of things upwards and forwards. And thanks to those who know an awful lot more about tech than I do, we're now in a position to actually get something up and running. So I'm really excited about what we can achieve here in the future. Now, the first one of these, I just want to give you an introduction to myself. Some of you will know me and some of you won't know me from a hole in the ground. So I just want to fill in sort of like some of the gaps that will prove useful, give you an idea of where I'm coming from and what we're going to be talking about in this series. So after 15 years in the City of London, where I was the director of a financial services company, I've always trained, but I gave all of that up and I moved much more into the coaching of performance sports. And I started off with my own personal training, being in a judo setting. That moved across to bodybuilding, and on what I would say is a very limited set of genetics, through some sort of drive, some sort of application of knowledge and just sheer bloody mindedness, I made myself a British champion, and I've been multiple regional champion, London and the South East, and a number of other titles which I've been fortunate or otherwise enough to win. The limited genetics part I think is really important. I think that the application of knowledge and the ability to work hard will get you further than you will ever realise. Okay, we're still within that glass window of what our bodies can do and can't do, but whether you're looking at losing weight, whether you're looking at performing in a sport, you can go a hell of a lot further than what you ever actually realise. So as far as sporting's concerned, sporting achievements, I think I've walked it as I've talked it. Educational achievements, I've studied and passed various examinations in strength and conditioning, sports nutrition, functional medicine and nutritional therapy. These being up to sort of like postgraduate level. So again, I'm hoping that I'm going to be bringing to this a nice mix of being at the coalface and knowing exactly what that's about, and some form of academic achievement as well. And I think if you've got that mix, that's quite a nice heady mix going on. But I think even more important than that is the passion which I would like to bring to all of this, and we'll come on to that. I've written for various magazines, I've been involved in podcasts, webinars, and there's a few people who are seriously on my case about writing books. So that would be really nice for sort of like sometime in the future. Talking of passion, what am I going to be talking about actually in these? Well, what I'm going to be majoring on is performance sports, the training and the nutrition for performance sports. I'm becoming more and more involved and more passionate about population health, and I think this whole COVID-19 situation is an absolute perfect example that we're talking about the elephant in the room here with COVID-19. Population health over the last 10, 20, 30 years has gone to shit, to be quite honest. And we've now got 67% of the population overweight. We've got 5 million people with diabetes. We've got some absolutely scary statistics out there. And all of a sudden, all of these things suddenly throw you into the at-risk category for the current virus outbreak. And it's like, if you're going to sit on your arse, drink beer and eat pizza and not take any exercise, Things are going to happen. So I'm going to try and actually give some advice over, some help to people where you can actually, this is all about taking responsibility for your own health. And what I try and do with people is not suddenly prescribe exercise routines, suddenly prescribe diets. I hate the word diet. What I try and do is give people lifestyle tips, small lifestyle changes that you're not going to move from A to Z in one fell swoop. And anything that you call a diet, which takes you out of your normal parameters, is doomed to failure. But small lifestyle changes will last for a lifetime. And as you add to these, then small changes become bigger changes. And you can make a massive difference to your life as it actually goes forward. Aging well, probably due to my own advancing years, is something else which, again, not to overplay the word, that I'm passionate about. There are so many things that we can do to make 60s, 70s, 80s, you can still be strong, you can still be vital, you can still be robust, you can still have your cognitive as well as physical health well into these, given a fair wind. I know luck, genetics does come into it. That's something else we'll be talking about. Genetics is one of these things. It's the whole nurture and nature argument. Nature loads the gun, but nurture pulls the trigger. There are so many things that we can do to actually swerve around some of our genetics. You've got to be lucky. Otherwise children wouldn't get cancer and all of these horrible things which actually occur. But the vast majority of all of this, whether it's performance sports, whether it's population health, whether it's aging, really come down to the same fundamental factors. There's just differences in intensity and there's differences in the way that they interconnect. And that is movement, that is nutrition, that is lifestyle, and that is well-being. You know, mental health, happiness. No one asks if you're happy these days. They'll ask if you're okay, but they won't ask if you're happy. It's very important. And within this context, I'm hoping to actually introduce a number of guest stars who will actually talk about their own specialised fields. And yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to what we can achieve with these. If you can let me know what you want to see on these channels, then by all means do so, and I will start to actually feed this back in. But I've got some knowledge in some of this. I've got an awful large work ethic which I can put forward, and as I say, to use that word again, I've got a hell of a lot of passion to actually push all of this forward. So we're not always going to be sitting out here on my veranda, and I would like to think as things move on, my filming techniques and my equipment is going to get a lot more sophisticated, so we won't just be looking at sort of like talking heads. But this is me, this is the channel, those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about, and I think this is going to rock. So I'm really looking forward to everything we can achieve. Feed me back and let's see where we go from here. Okay, thank you very much for the first episode.